Repentance and submission. Following Michael's instructions, Adam and Eve eventually reach a state of genuine repentance. Milton describes them standing in lowliest plight repentant, with Eve expressing meek submission. This act of humble submission and sincere repentance is the initial step towards spiritual reconciliation and divine grace. Signifies a turning away from the false ego and an acknowledgement of God's supreme authority, like apologies in therapy healing rifts. The Gita presents surrender to God as the most confidential part of knowledge. The ultimate instruction is to abandon all varieties of dharma and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. This surrender is not a sign of weakness but of ultimate intelligence and a recognition of one's eternal position as a subordinate part of the divine. It is through this act of sincere surrender that one can become free from all sinful reactions and begin the journey back to the spiritual realm. Qualities such as humility and pridelessness are described as components of true knowledge, prerequisites for advancing on the spiritual path. To think oneself God is the most puffed-up delusion arising from ignorance which needs to be overcome by humility, like ego checks in leadership training. God's benevolent plan. The expulsion from Eden, though seemingly a harsh judgment, is part of God's overarching benevolent plan. The material world, with all its inherent difficulties, is presented in the Vedic tradition as a chance for conditioned souls to go back to the spiritual realm, back to home. It is not merely a prison but a school, an opportunity for purification and spiritual awakening, like boot camps building character. The divine is revealed as the well-wisher of all living entities. Divine arrangements, even those that bring suffering, are ultimately for the benefit of the conditioned soul, guiding them towards their eternal liberation. The Supreme is not partial towards anyone. Everything depends on one's practical performance of duties in an effort to control the senses and conquer the influence of desire and anger. Thus, the suffering and challenges in the material world are opportunities for self-correction and spiritual growth, provided by a compassionate divine who desires the ultimate welfare of all souls, like tough love from parents.